How's it going, guys? Welcome back to S3M2 Football and welcome to today's football preview and prediction video. For this one, we're looking at a match taking place this weekend in England's English Premier League. For this, we're off to Stamford Bridge in London for a match taking place this Sunday on the 10th of November that sees Chelsea host Arsenal. We start off our team analysis with the home side here being the Blues of Chelsea. The last five fixtures for Chelsea have ended in three wins, a one draw, and one loss. Chelsea's last match was an 8-0 victory at home in the UEFA Conference League against Noah from Armenia. In these last five fixtures, Chelsea have scored 15 goals and conceded just 5 goals. So Enzo Maresca's team are getting a lot of goals right now, maybe shipping in a few too many at the back. The first player I'd like to talk about for the Blues has got to be English attacking midfielder Cole Palmer. In 12 appearances, Palmer has 7 goals and 5 assists, and for me, Cole Palmer is a quick, very creative player. He's able to score, he's able to dribble, he's able to pass, but he's also very direct. Cole Palmer knows exactly what he wants to do with the ball before it even reaches his feet. Next up, I want to talk about Senegalese centre forward Nicholas Jackson, who, in 11 appearances for Chelsea, has scored 6 goals and provided 3 assists. In Nicholas Jackson, I think Chelsea have a centre forward who is fast, who's athletic, he's able to hold the ball up as a target man, but he's also very good at reading the game. You can see that Nicholas Jackson has built up a lot of chemistry with those wingers and those midfielders to be able to exploit whatever space he can find on the pitch. And finally, I want to talk about Spanish goalkeeper Robert Sanchez. In 10 appearances, it's 12 goals conceded for Robert Sanchez and just 2 clean sheets. So a little below his standard that he set last season. But in Robert Sanchez, I think Chelsea have a goalkeeper who's agile, he's intelligent, he's very flexible, and he's a great shot stopper. In terms of injuries, Chelsea are a fully fit team, so that means Enzo Maresca will have his entire team to choose from. I think he's going to stick with his standard 4-2-3-1 formation with Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo as their double pivot. I think we'll need to see a bit more from Enzo Fernandez. He has come under fire in recent weeks, perhaps not reading the game as well as he can, and perhaps not controlling the game as well as he can as well. I think we'll see Nicholas Jackson at number 9 as that centre forward, just looking to get the goals, and then Cole Palmer out wide on that right wing to just spread the play or give them a bit of an attacking threat from that right wing. Nevertheless, I think Chelsea are still going to be looking to play counter-attacking football, hitting the opposition, trying to score from set pieces using their strong centre-backs, and just trying to sort of outgun Arsenal. Speaking of the Gunners, the last 5 fixtures for Arsenal have ended in 2 wins, 1 draw and 2 losses. Arsenal's last match was unfortunately a defeat at the San Siro against Inter Milan midweek in the UEFA Champions League. In these last 5 fixtures, the Gunners have scored 6 goals and conceded 4 goals. So perhaps it's starting to dry up a little up front for Mikel Arteta's team, but they're also conceding too many, and that means they're not getting results when they should. The first player I'd like to talk about for Arsenal has got to be German centre forward Kai Havertz. In 16 appearances, Havertz has scored 7 goals and contributed 1 assist. In Kai Havertz, I think Arsenal have a centre forward who's very quick, but he's also a great team player. You see him trying to build up with his teammates all the time, and this allows us to see a more creative and more dynamic side of Kai Havertz, as opposed to just being an out-and-out goal scorer. Next up, I want to talk about Belgian left winger Leandro Trossard. In 14 appearances, it's 2 goals and 1 assist for Trossard, a player who I think has great dribbling ability. He's got great ball control and close control, but Trossard also has very good passing range and good vision. So this is a player who can create or can score from those wide positions. And finally, I want to talk about French centre-back William Saliba. In 14 appearances, it's no goals and assists for Saliba as yet, but in this player, I think Arsenal have a centre-back who's strong, who's physical, and who has great intelligence. Saliba knows exactly when he needs to make challenges, when he can go more physical, and when he needs to play the game more mentally. but this is a player who I think is a great leader in this team as well. In terms of injuries for Arsenal, I think they're still going to be missing wingbacks Tiani and Tomoyasu, but I think the Gunners can be hopeful of a return from Martin Odegaard, who could actually slot back into the starting 11 for this one. I think if Odegaard does return, Mikel Arteta can stop experimenting with that double pivot and go back to his standard 4-3-3 formation. If Arteta does do that, I think we will see Thomas Partey just anchoring the midfield, looking to win the ball back with physical challenges and aggression, and then just cycling it forward to a player like Declan Rice, who can increase the tempo, or Martin Odegaard, who can just control the game and pick holes in the opposition defense. I think Bukayo Saka will be used out wide on that right wing just to give this team a bit more creativity out wide. But I think now that Odegaard is back, we could see Arsenal playing both possession and counter attack. In the last few weeks, the Gunners did use counter attack very, very well, looking to hit teams quickly on the break. But with Odegaard back in, I think now this team can play that slow game. They can play that patient style, just looking to control how the game is played and then just dictate the tempo as time goes on. Okay, on to the head-to-head in the S3M2 Verdict. Now, the last 5 London derbies between Arsenal and Chelsea have ended in 4 wins for Arsenal and then just 1 draw. So no wins for Chelsea, unfortunately, in these last 5. However, in terms of goal output, Arsenal have scored 15 goals against Chelsea in those last 5 fixtures, with the Blues responding with just 5 goals. So that means on average, Arsenal are scoring 3 every time they play against Chelsea, while the Blues are getting just 1. So even in terms of goal output, Arsenal look a lot better. But if we look at the English Premier League table right now, Arsenal are 5th, while Chelsea are 4th. Both teams on 18 points, which means it kind of looks like they've had similar paths to this match. But I think the difference here is Arsenal started off very, very strong, but they were affected by injuries, particularly that knock picked up by Martin Odegaard. Chelsea used this time this season to build some chemistry, and they've reached a point now where the Blues are actually looking very good up front. Chelsea want to go forward, they want to score goals, and that seems to be the game plan. Just go out there and get more goals than the opposition. They're not too worried about control. Maresca has not imposed an ideology on his team where they need to play a particular pretty style of football. It's just sort of prioritizing the goals and the result over how they get that result. For Arsenal, however, it's all about the style, and I think also emotions will be running high in this one for certain players. I think it will be a very emotional return for players like Jorginho, Kai Havertz, and Raheem Sterling, who have played for Chelsea in the past, but I think right now the fans are probably going to be booing them every time they touch the ball, just to remind them that this isn't their home anymore. They're not a Chelsea player, so they won't be welcomed by the fans as if they were a Chelsea player. I think Chelsea's inability to keep clean sheets here is definitely something that's counting against them. And I think Chelsea need to improve on their defensive structure and how they control games. I think they're getting goals, but their ability to just shut the game out is very lacking, and it makes their goalkeeper and their defense by extension look very, very poor. Both these teams have played against Manchester City and Liverpool, but Chelsea lost both of those matches and Arsenal got draws. And I think that for me is what sets Arsenal apart here, is the fact that Arsenal are a team who should be competing for that Premier League title. They should be putting pressure on Liverpool and City at the top, and they've just hit a bit of a slump right now. And this is a great match for them to sort of overcome that slump. I think if we look at this one as well, the last time Chelsea beat Arsenal at Stamford Bridge was actually in 2018. So there is a lot of time that has passed, and I think that's a lot of psychological damage that has been done to the Blues in this fixture. I think individually Chelsea have decent players but not game changers. But collectively this team has really stepped up and shown that as a unit they can be a real force in European football. Arsenal on the other hand have all the individual talent, but collectively something seems to be missing, and I think for a lot of fans Martin Odegaard was that element that is missing. And with him back, I think we'll see a different Arsenal. We'll see a more composed, more controlled, and just a better running Arsenal. I think Chelsea and Maresca, by extension, will be looking at this and thinking if they can beat this Arsenal team, it really does make a statement. It shows everybody that Chelsea are, I wouldn't say back, but they're ready to start thinking about competing for that Premier League title again. And for Arsenal, a team that has been knocking on the door for the last few seasons but never really able to just get their foot over the finish line, I think that will be quite embarrassing. But I think between these two teams, it's very tight. I think Odegaard coming back in is definitely a game changer. If this was being played at the Emirates, I would have given it to Arsenal in a heartbeat. But I think Chelsea's drive and determination this season has really impressed me. I look at this team and I don't see 11 individuals anymore. Now I see one team. And I think Enzo Maresca has done some fantastic work with this team, and I don't expect to see it stop anytime soon. My final score prediction for this one is going to actually be Chelsea 2, Arsenal 2. I'm very interested to see how Marco Kurella deals with Bukayo Saka, but then I'm also very interested to see how Ben White perhaps deals with players like João Felix and Madrek out on his wing, and just how Arsenal as a whole deal with how Chelsea have set up their attacking team. But I do just think that these two teams are going to end up cancelling one another out. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time, and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.